Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read Lamentations 4-5, Ezekiel 1-3, Psalm 33, and Proverbs 3. Let's get started. Look at how the gold has lost its brightness. See how dull the fine gold has become. The sacred jewels are scattered at every street corner. The priceless children of Zion were worth their weight in gold, but now they are thought of as clay pots made by the hands of a potter. Even wild dogs nurse their young pups, but my people are as mean as ostriches in the desert. When their babies get thirsty, their tongues stick to the roofs of their mouths. When the children beg for bread, no one gives them any. Those who once ate fine food are dying in the streets. Those who wore royal clothes are now lying on piles of trash. My people have been punished more than Sodom was. It was destroyed in a moment. No one offered it a helping hand. Jerusalem's princes were brighter than snow. They were whiter than milk. Their bodies were redder than rubies. They look like lapis lazuli, but now they're blacker than coal. No one even recognizes them in the streets. Their skin is wrinkled on their bones. It's become as dry as a stick. Those killed by sword are better off than those who die of hunger. Those who are hungry waste away to nothing. They don't have any food from the fields. With their own hands, loving mothers have had to cook even their own children. They ate their children when my people were destroyed. The Lord has become very angry. He has poured out his burning anger. He started a fire in Zion. It burned its foundations. The kings of the earth couldn't believe what was happening. Neither could any of the peoples of the world. Enemies actually attacked and entered the gates of Jerusalem. It happened because Jerusalem's prophets had sinned. All her priests had done evil things. All of them spilled the blood of those who did what was right. Now those prophets and priests have to feel their way along the streets, as if they were blind. The blood of those they killed has made them unclean, so no one dares to touch their clothes. Go away, you are unclean. People cry out to them. Go away, get out of here, don't touch us. So they run away and wander around. Then people among the nations say, they can't stay here anymore. The Lord himself has scattered them. He doesn't watch over them anymore. No one shows the priests any respect. No one honors the elders. And that's not all. Our eyes grew tired. We looked for help that never came. We watched from our towers. We kept looking for a nation that couldn't save us. People hunted us down no matter where we went. We couldn't even walk in our streets. Our end was near. So we only had a few days to live. Our end had come. Those who were hunting us down were faster than eagles in the sky. They chased us over the mountains. They hid and waited for us in the desert. Ezekiel, the Lord's anointed king, was our last hope, but he was caught in their traps. We thought he would keep us safe. We expected to continue living among the nations. People of Earth, be joyful. You who live in the land of Uz, be glad. But the cup of the Lord's anger will also be passed to you. Then you'll become drunk. Your clothes will be stripped off. People of Zion, the time for you to be punished will come to an end. The Lord won't keep you away from your land any longer, but he will punish your sin, people of Earth. He'll show everyone the evil things you have done. Lord, think about what has happened to us. Look at the shame our enemies have brought on us. The land you gave us has been turned over to outsiders. Our homes have been given to strangers. Our fathers have been killed. Our mothers don't have husbands. We have to buy the water we drink. We have to pay for the wood we use. Those who chase us are right behind us. We're tired and can't get any rest. We put ourselves under the control of Egypt and Assyria just to get enough bread. Our people have longer sinned, and they are now dead. We are being punished because of their sins. Slaves rule over us. No one can set us free from their power. We put our lives in danger just to get some bread to eat. Robbers in the desert might kill us with their swords. Our skin is as hot as an oven. We are so hungry we are burning up with fever. Our women have been treated badly in Zion. Our virgins have been treated badly in the town of Judah. Our princes have been hung up by their hands. No one shows our elders any respect. Our young men are forced to grind grain at the mill. Our boys' arms fall down as they carry heavy loads of wood. Our elders don't go to the city gate anymore. Our young men have stopped playing their music. There isn't any joy in our hearts. Our dancing has turned into mourning. All of our honor is gone. How terrible it is for us because we have sinned, so our eyes are weak. Our eyes can't see very clearly. Mount Zion has been deserted. Wild dogs are prowling all around on it. Lord, you rule forever. His throne will last for all time to come. Why do you always forget us? Why have you deserted us for so long? Lord, please bring us back to you. Then we can return. make our lives like new again? Or have you completely turned away from us? Are you really that angry with us? Ezekiel 1-3. I was 30 years old. I was with my people. We had been taken away from our country. We were by the Kebar River in the land of Babel. On the 5th day of the 4th month, the heavens were opened. I saw visions of God. It was the 5th day of the month. Jehoiachin had been king of Judah. It was the 5th year since he had been brought to Babel as a prisoner. A message from the Lord came to me. I was by the Kebar River in Babel. The power of the Lord came on me there. I am Ezekiel the priest, the son of Buzi. I looked up and saw a windstorm coming from the north. I saw a huge cloud. The fire of lightning was flashing out of it. Bright light surrounded it. The center of the fire looked like glowing metal. I saw in the fire something that looked like 4 living creatures. They appeared to have the shape of a human being. Each of them had 4 faces and 4 wings. Their legs were straight. Their feet looked like the feet of a calf. They were as bright as polished bronze. The creatures had human hands under their wings on their 4 sides. All 4 of them had faces and wings. The wings of one touched the wings of another. Each of the creatures went straight ahead. They didn't change their direction as they moved. Here's what their faces looked like. Each of the 4 creatures had the face of a human being. On the right side, each had the face of a lion. On the left, each had the face of an ox. Each one also had an eagle's face. That's what their faces looked like. They each had 2 wings that spread out and lifted up. Each wing touched the wing of another creature on either side. They each had 2 other wings that covered their body. All the creatures went straight ahead. Anywhere their spirits would lead them to go, they would go. They didn't change their direction as they went. The living creatures looked like burning coals of fire or like torches. Fire moved back and forth among the creatures. It was bright. Lightning flashed out of it. The creatures raced back and forth like flashes of lightning. As I looked at the living creature, I saw wheels on the ground beside them. Each creature had 4 faces. Here's how the wheels looked and worked. They gleamed like topaz. All 4 of them looked alike. Each one seemed to be made like a wheel inside another wheel at bright angles. The wheels could go in any one of the 4 directions the creatures faced. The wheels didn't change their direction as the creatures moved. Their rims were high and terrifying. All 4 rims were full of eyes all the way around them. When the living creatures moved, the wheels beside them moved. When the creatures rose from the ground, the wheels also rose. Anywhere their spirits would lead them to go, they would go, and the wheels would rise along with them. That's because the spirits of the living creatures were in the wheels. When the living creatures moved, the wheels also moved. When the creatures stood still, they also stood still. When the creatures rose from the ground, the wheels rose along with them. That's because the spirits of the living creatures were in the wheels. Something that looked like a huge space was spread out above the heads of the living creatures. It gleamed like crystal. It was terrifying. The wings of the creatures were spread out under the space. They reached out toward one another. Each creature had 2 wings covering its body. When the living creatures moved, I heard the sound of their wings. It was like the roar of rushing waters. It sounded like the thundering voice of the mighty God. It was like the loud noise an army makes. When the creatures stood still, they lowered their wings. Then a voice came from above the huge space above their heads. They stood with their wings lowered. Above the space above their heads was something that looked like a throne made out of lapis lazuli. On the throne high above was a figure that appeared to be a man. From his waist up, he looked like glowing metal that was full of fire. From his waist down, he looked like fire. Bright light surrounded him. The glow around him looked like a rainbow in the clouds on a rainy day. That's what the glory of the Lord looked like. When I saw it, I fell with my face toward the ground. Then I heard the voice of someone speaking. He said to me, "Son of man, stand up on your feet. I'll speak to you." As he spoke, the Spirit of the Lord came into me. He raised me to my feet. I heard him speaking too. He said, "Son of man, I am sending you to the people of Israel. Their nation has refused to obey me. They have turned against me. They and their people of longer have been against me to this day. The people I am sending you to are very stubborn. Tell them, Here's what the Lord and King says. They might listen or they might not. After all, they refuse to obey me. But whether they listen or not, they will know that a prophet was among them. So now, men, do not be afraid of them or of what they say. Do not be afraid, even if thorns and bushes are all around you. Do not be afraid, even if you live among scorpions. Do not be afraid of what they say. Do not be terrified of them. They always refuse to obey me. You must give them my message. They might listen, or they might not. After all, they refuse to obey me. Son, men, listen to what I tell you. Do not be like those who refuse to obey me. Open your mouth. Eat what I give you. Then I looked up. I saw a hand reach out to me. A scroll was in it. He unrolled it in front of me. Both sides had a word written on them. They spoke about sadness, sorrow, and trouble. The Lord said to me, Son of man, eat what is in front of you. Eat this scroll. Then go and speak to the people of Israel. So I opened my mouth, and he gave me the scroll to eat. Son of man, eat this scroll I am filling you. Give him, fill your stomach with it. So I ate it, and it tasted as sweet as honey in my mouth. Then he said to me, Son of man, go to the people of Israel. Give them my message. I am not sending you to people who speak another language that is hard to learn. Instead, I am sending you to the people of Israel. You are not being sent to many nations whose people speak other languages that are hard to learn. You would not be able to understand them. Suppose I had sent you to them. Then they certainly would have listened to you. But the people of Israel do not want to listen to you. That is because they do not want to listen to me. All the Israelites are very stubborn, but I will make you just as stubborn as they are. I will make you very brave. So do not be afraid of them. Do not let them terrify you, even though they refuse to obey me. And he continued, Son of man, listen carefully. Take to heart everything I tell you. Go now to your own people who were brought here as prisoners. Speak to them. Tell them, here's what the Lord and King says. Speak to them whether they listen or not. Then the Spirit of the Lord lifted me up. I heard a loud rumbling sound behind me. The sound was made when the glory of the Lord rose up. It rose up from the place it had been standing. The sound was made by the wings of the living creatures. They were brushing against one another. The sound was also made by the wheels beside them. It was a loud rumbling sound. Then the Spirit lifted me up and took me away. My spirit was bitter. I was very angry. The power of the Lord was on me. I came to my people who had been brought as prisoners to Tel Aviv. It was near the Kebar River. I went to where they were living. There I sat among them for 7 days. I was very sad and scared about everything that had happened. After 7 days, a message from the Lord came to me. The Lord said, Son of man, I have appointed you as a prophet to warn the people of Israel. So listen to my message. Give them a warning from me. Suppose I say to a simple person, you can be sure you will die. And you do not warn them. You do not try to get them to change their evil ways in order to save their life. Then that simple person will die because they have sinned. And I will hold you responsible for their death. But suppose you do warn that simple person, and they do not turn away from their sin or their evil ways. Then they will die because they have sinned. But you will be saved yourself. Or suppose a godly person turns away from their godliness and does what is evil. And suppose I put something in their way that will trip them up. Then they will die. Since you did not warn them, they will die for their sin. The godly things that person did will not be remembered. And I will hold you responsible for their death. But suppose you do warn a godly person not to sin, and they do not sin, then you can be sure that they will live because they listened to your warning, and you will have saved yourself. The power of the Lord was on me. He said, Get up, go out to the plain. I'll speak to you there. So I got up and went out to the plain. The glory of the Lord was standing there. It was just like the glory I had seen by the Kebar River. So I fell with my face toward the ground. Then the Spirit of the Lord came on into me. He raised me to my feet. He said to me, Go, son of man, shut yourself inside your house. Some people will tie you with ropes, so you will not be able to go out among your people. I will make your tongue stick to the roof of your mouth. Then you will be silent. You will not be able to correct them. That's because they always refuse to obey me. But later I will speak to you. I will open your mouth. Then you will tell them, Here's what the Lord and King says. Those who listen will listen. and those who refuse to listen will refuse. They will always refuse to obey me. Proverbs 3. My son, do not forget my teaching. Keep my commands in your heart. They will help you live for many years. They will bring you peace and success. Don't let love and truth ever leave you. Tie them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Then you'll find favor and a good name in the eyes of God and people. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. In all your ways obey Him. Then He will make your path smooth and straight. Don't be wise in your own eyes. Have respect for the Lord and avoid evil. That will bring health to your body. It will make your bones strong. Honor the Lord with your wealth. Give Him the first share of all your crops. Then your storerooms will be so full they can't hold everything. Your huge jars will spill over with fresh wine. My son, do not hate the Lord's training. Do not object when He corrects you. The Lord trains those He loves. He is like a father who trains the son He is pleased with. Blessed is the one who finds wisdom. Blessed is the one who gains understanding. Wisdom pays better than silver does. She earns more than gold does. She is worth more than rubies. Nothing you will want can compare with her. Long life is in her right hand. In her left hand are riches and not. Her ways are pleasant ways. All her paths lead to peace. She is a tree of life to those who take hold of her. Those who hold her close will be blessed. By wisdom the Lord laid the earth's foundation. Through understanding He set the heavens in place. By His knowledge the seas were separated, and the clouds dropped their dew. My son, do not let wisdom and understanding out of your sight. Hold on to good sense and the understanding of what is right. There will be life for you. They will be like a gracious necklace around your neck. Then you will go on your way in safety. You will not trip and fall. When you lie down, you won't be afraid. When you lie down, you will sleep soundly. Don't be terrified by sudden trouble. Don't be afraid when sins are destroyed. The Lord will be at your side. He will keep you free from being caught in a trap. Don't hold back good from those who are worthy of it. Don't hold it back when you can help. Suppose you already have something to give. Don't say to your neighbor, come back tomorrow. I'll give it to you then. Don't plan to harm your neighbor. He lives near you and trusts you. Don't bring charges against anyone for no reason. They have not harmed you. Don't be jealous of the person who hurts others. Don't choose any of their ways. The Lord really hates sinful people, but He makes honest people His closest friends. The Lord puts a curse on the houses of sinners, but He blesses the homes of those who do what is right. He makes fun of proud people who make fun of others, but He gives grace to those who are humble and treated well. Wise people will receive honor, but foolish people get only shame. Psalm 33. You who are godly, sing with joy to the Lord. It is right for honest people to praise Him. With the harp, praise the Lord. With the lyre that is 10 strings, make music to Him. Sing a new song to Him. Play with skill and shout with joy. What the Lord says is right and true. He is faithful in everything He does. The Lord loves what is right and fair. The earth is full of His faithful love. The heavens were made when the Lord commanded it to happen. All the stars were created by the breath of His mouth. He gathers together the waters of the sea. He puts the oceans in their places. Let the whole earth have respect for the Lord. Let all the people in the world honor Him. He spoke, and the world came into being. He commanded, and it stood firm. The Lord blocks the simple plans of the nations. He keeps them from doing what they want to do. Let the plans of the Lord stand firm forever. What He wants to do will last for all time. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. Blessed are the people He chose to be His own. From heaven the Lord looks down and sees everyone. From His throne He watches all those who live on the earth. He creates the hearts of all people. He is aware of everything they do. A king isn't saved just because his army is big. A soldier doesn't escape just because he is very strong. People can't trust a horse to save them either. Though it is very strong, it can't save them. But the Lord looks with favor on those who respect Him. He watches over those who put their hope in His faithful love. He watches over them to save them from death. He wants to keep them alive when there is no freedom in the land. We wait in hope for the Lord. He helps us. He is like a shield that keeps us safe. Our hearts are full of joy because of Him. We trust in Him because He is holy. Lord, may Your faithful love be with us. We put our hope in You. Now that's done, I shall now do the Lord's Prayer. Please bow your heads. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be Your name. Your kingdom come, Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as We have also forgiven our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For Yours is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.